What's going on, everybody? Dakota Haynes back here with Phantom Sports Industries with another series of videos for you. Hope you are all doing well. In this series, we have some NBA offseason guides, and today we are going through the Detroit Pistons, who you probably could have put money down that they would make the playoffs, at least the play-in, heading into the 2022-23 season. But quite the opposite happened. They added Bojan Bogdanovic as a veteran piece to help lead this squad. He did so with Utah last season, but he wasn't able to do it with the Detroit Pistons. You had 29 different starting lineups for Dwane Casey, who is no longer the head coach in Detroit. And that's where this offseason will begin for the Pistons. If you get that right, good things could happen in the Motor City for the foreseeable future. Take a look at Boston, take a look at Sacramento, take a look at Utah. They've got the right coach. There is no salary cap. There is no exact amount that you have to pay for your coach. So you can get whoever it is that you want. But getting that right coach is key. With that being said, let's take a look at what that coach will inherit. He has 2 draft picks this season, a 14% chance at the number 1 pick, as well as pick number 31, which is essentially a late first, early second round pick. But he's also got Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, James Wiseman, a couple of other marquee players, Bogdanovic. Don't really see this team bringing back any other free agents. Maybe Alec Burks, I guess, as a backup shooting guard. He's going to be 32 years old, but Hamidou Diallo, Corey Joseph, Rodney McGruder, Isaiah Livers, Eugene Omoruyi, Buddy Boeheim, Jared Roden. Not household names there to bring back to a squad that's looking to make the playoffs heading into the 2023-24 NBA season. And with the cap flexibility up to $40 million, there's not really a reason to bring back those mid-level guys when your team needs wing creation, shooting, wing defense, and secondary rim protection. This is a team that took a step back from 2021, 2022, with 23 wins to a franchise second worst record with 17 wins this last year, with just 17. But there's some prospects for the draft, even if you don't end up with that number 1 pick. I mean, if you get that number 1 pick, great. You're probably going to take Victor Wembanyama, who is a franchise trajectory changer. A guy that you thought you had in Cade Cunningham 2 years ago. And you pair those two with Duren and Jaden Ivey, you've really got a good ball club. I mean, even with just those 4. But then you still have the money to go out there and get some marquee players in free agency. But other prospects to name as well: Scoot Henderson, G.G. Jackson, Asar Thompson. Brandon Miller, all guys that would really fit in with this club, even if don't land that number one pick. But with a 14% chance, it's probable that the Pistons could get that number one pick. But some free agency fits. Chris Middleton, if the Bucks let go of him, probably not. But Kristaps Porzingis, Draymond Green, there's been rumors that he might leave Golden State if the right opportunity opens up. He might get traded, who knows. Kevin Love, he's 34, but he's always an option as a rim protector, which you probably don't need that secondary rim protector in all honesty, actually, now that I think about it. Because you have Duren, you have Wiseman, if you get Victor Wembanyama, there's three guys. You have Marvin Bagley as well. But Kyle Kuzma's another option, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Grant, Kelly Oubre, Derek Jones Jr., PJ Washington, and Grant Williams. Not all of these options are going to be available, but if they are, they would be great fits for a Detroit Pistons club who just traded away Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman at the trade deadline. Then you're also going to get Cade Cunningham returning, which is honestly the best thing for this coach to inherit. Whoever the new coach may be, Dwane Casey stepping into a front office role. But it's time to really move on from the free agents that this team has heading into the 2023 offseason. There's not really any reason to really keep them. I mean, you look at who the 2023 NBA free agents are. You know, just taking a look at it from a where could the Detroit Pistons go perspective. Fred VanVleet has a player option. If he opts out of that, you don't need a point guard in the first place, but Gary Trent Jr. is available, has a player option. Derrick Rose might be available for a backup point guard. As I mentioned, those players as well. Josh Richardson, Dylan Brooks. There's a lot of guys in this year's NBA free agency that could really be valuable for a team that is looking to make the playoffs. And the Detroit Pistons need to field a competitive roster on the court heading into 2023. This last year, they didn't do that. It was young, but not really competitive. You need a veteran guy that's going to be more than just a role player. You need a guy that can step in and be your scoring leader from night in and night out. Maybe not every night, but you know, if Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey is off their game, somebody that can be like, I got this, guys, just let me handle my business. Kind of like a Jimmy Butler maybe, or a Paul George type of guy. Somebody that, you know, isn't your go-to scorer, but he can be there if you need him. I mean, those two guys, you know, are big with the Heat and the Clippers, but Jimmy Butler has been a third scorer before. Paul George has been a number two guy for most of his career. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this Pistons front office trends this offseason. But a lot of things here that they can do. And these resources are going to be key. And again, it all starts with that head coach. If you get it right there, then things are going to be looking up for the foreseeable future in the Motor City.